Hey guys, what's up? So here is my entire video game collection finally reunited. The one that I had from Mexico and the one that I brought with me from Canada. Now obviously, as you can see right here, it's all stacked up in this little cubicle. There's 4 layers of games, man, so let's take everything out, put it on the bed, and go separately, console by console. We're gonna start with the PlayStation, and as you can see right here, I have a bunch of PlayStation games. Some of them I brought with me from Canada, some of them were already gifts that people actually sent me there, like those 2 PAL Breath of Fire games. If you have a modified PlayStation 1 or 2 like I do, they'll probably work. Now some of them I already have them here in Mexico, but some others like Grandia, Legend of Legaia, those were games that I brought from Canada. Valkyrie Profile, Legend of Dragoon, Star Ocean, those are games that I already had here, including the first Suikoden, now reunited with Suikoden 2, a gift from Brad. Now the 3DS. When it comes to 3DS RPGs, I didn't bring much with me, just Cultured Revolt and Land Greaser. Everything else you see here, I already had it. So I didn't buy much 3DS RPGs over there because the ones that I wanted were somewhat expensive, and the others, well, I already had them. DS, however, like the Shin Megami Tensei games, Hero Saga, Magical Star Sign, were games that I actually got while in Canada. And I got those Shin Megami Tensei games when they were cheap, when they were kinda cheap, you know? Because nowadays, both the 3DS and the DS titles have gone up in price like crazy. Switch games, every single one of them you'll see right here, I got them while I was in Canada. However, most of them were gifts sent by Einashi or Ram Reanimated, 2 kick-ass awesome fans that I have in my channel. Now Trials of Mana and Knights of Azure 2, those were games that I got in Canada for a decent price because here in Mexico Switch games are extremely expensive. Some loose cards on the Game Boy that I also got there, some of them were gifts. Breath of Fire I got it myself on a store in Canada for a dirt cheap price. And now the PlayStation 2. The PlayStation 2, I did get a lot of games while in Canada. Games like Okage, Manakimia, The First Dot Hack, Shining Tears. Those were games that I actually got in Canada and that I brought with me. And like I said before, some of these games have been gifts, some of these games I already had them, and some I got them in stores in Canada. You might be wondering, how does the Canada prices compare to Mexico? Oh boy, it's a world of difference, specifically on some consoles. Like for example, you will find cheaper games when it comes to retro games, like Super Nintendo, Nintendo 64, GameCube. Those games are cheaper in Mexico, ironically. PlayStation 2, however, started going up in price quite recently, everywhere in the world. So if games on the PlayStation 2 are expensive in Canada, trust me, they're more expensive in Mexico. However, in Canada, a lot of people seem to know what they have, even the regular resellers, even the ones that are casual or just selling their games that don't want anymore. They know what they have and they know what they're worth. And in Mexico, you can still find a lot of people who don't give a rat's ass selling PlayStation 2 games and they don't know their prices, so you can still get tons of PlayStation 2 RPGs for a decent price. PlayStation 3. PlayStation 3 doesn't compare very well to Canada because I think it's a little bit more expensive here in Mexico, and in Canada this console alongside the 360 are dirt cheap games nowadays. Most of them, others are starting to go up in price. Like really guys, I mean it. This is the time to collect for the PlayStation 3. This might be the last year, maybe the next one. And I had to sacrifice a lot of cases when I moved from Canada to Mexico, like that Dragon's Crown, it's on a PlayStation 4 case. I did get rid of some PlayStation 3 cases and Xbox 360 because those are the easiest to find here in Mexico and they're kind of cheap. I brought every single PS4 case with me because they're hard to find here in Mexico for a decent price. So as you can see that over there, you'll see some games that are not on PlayStation 3 original cases like Tokyo Twilight Ghost Hunters, Bladestorm, Puppeteer over there. God damn it, it hurts to see them in regular DVD generic boxes or cases. I hate that. But like I said before, I don't think I'm gonna have much trouble finding regular original PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360 cases, so I'm not really too worried. My PSP collection, when I left Mexico, I didn't have a lot with me, so most of what you see here are games that I got in Canada by myself on different stores, or some of them were gifts, like Fate Extra was a gift from Einashi. My special edition from Ragnarok Tactics was is a Japanese version, but it contains the American version. And this is the Ark of Napishtim, was the very last video game that I purchased in Canada. Ha, that's awesome. Moving on to the PlayStation 4, like I said before, I brought with me all cases because I did put some games inside of others to avoid customs. I ended up getting my ass kicked by them, so I'll tell the story in another video. But most of the PlayStation 4 cases, I did bring them with me, so I'm so happy to see that because they're hard to find here for a decent price in Mexico. And just like the PlayStation 2, half of what you see here are games that I got in Canada or were either gifts from different people, etc. And I gotta admit, collecting for the PlayStation 4 is awesome. There are so many great RPGs, so many unknown, so many hidden gems, and so many popular classics that I love collecting for the PlayStation 4. I don't know about you, but it's such a great console to collect for nowadays, especially because most games are starting to go down in price like crazy. Not in Mexico though, some of these games that you see right here are still kind of expensive here, but at least when I was in Canada, I got some of them for a very decent price. Now on to my special editions, the Grand Kingdom, Dragon's Crown, Utawaru Mono. Some of them I already had them in Mexico. The big ass Odin Sphere box was a gift from Einashi. And last but not least, my PS Vita collection. It's kinda small, but trust me, when I left Mexico, I only had 3 games. God damn it, that's right. And now I own a little bit over 10, which makes me happy. The Danganronpa games over there, the first one, which is the spin-off, is kinda cool. The other ones I couldn't get into, I'll probably get rid of them. But they're PS Vita games, right? So might as well just keep them. And last but not least, the Wii and GameCube games. And the Xbox 360 games, which also suffer from case losses. Some of these cases I left them behind, and here I traded the cases for regular DVD cases. For some of them, I'll get them back, don't worry, it's okay. So this is it. This is my entire video game collection from Canada and Mexico, finally reunited, everybody. Oh yeah! And now, every single Suikoden game reunited. Suikoden 1, Suikoden 2, Suikoden 3, Suikoden 4, Suikoden 5, and Suikoden Tactics. Yeah, I missed my chance of getting Suikoden Tier Crush for a decent price. Some of you were actually expecting me to tell my horror story, like what the hell happened at Mexican Customs once I got from the Canadian airport to the Mexican airport. And yeah, it's a horror story, a lot of shit happened, it was bad. I had to pay a lot of money. They did stop me and I paid them, to legally. I paid them to, so I could carry my collection back with me, so I could bring it back. It was bad, and it's a long story, so I would rather tell that story in a different video. And also I'll probably give some tips and tricks of my own experience and what I learned from that experience. And by the way, I still brought this piece of shit with me. Yep, I still own this game. Yeah. Thanks for watching, don't forget to subscribe and share this video with your friends. See you next time!